Tokyo-based startup Space One failed Wednesday to become Japan's first private firm to put a satellite into orbit after its solid-fuel Kairos rocket burst into flames just seconds after liftoff, in a major setback for Japan's space development aspirations. The 18-meter, 23-ton Kairos rocket, carrying a mock-up of a government spy satellite, took off from a new space facility in Kushimoto, Wakayama Prefecture, shortly after 11 a.m. The rocket exploded in midair 5 seconds after launch, with its remains falling onto a nearby mountainous area. Live news footage of the event showed fragments of the rocket lying on the ground, as firefighters attempted to extinguish a large fire. The fire was put out eventually, and nobody was hurt, Wakayama Governor Shuhei Kishimoto told reporters a couple of hours after the explosion. He also said that the failed launch was a big step forward because the rocket had autonomously executed a system to abort the flight, as programmed. The rocket executed the abort command after detecting trouble, Kishimoto said, noting that the firm would have obtained valuable data from the flight, though it only lasted 5 seconds. It's different from an uncontrolled explosion, so I'm a bit relieved. Space One executives said they are investigating the cause of the explosion, but remained committed to the startup's goal of undertaking 20 liftoffs a year by the end of 2029 and 30 liftoffs in the 2030s. We will find out the cause as soon as possible and clarify our measures to prevent a recurrence, Space One President Masakazu Toyoda told a news conference in Nachi, Wakayama Prefecture. Through such steps, we will resume our launches, aim to realize small rocket launch services, and contribute to the further expansion of space services. Wednesday's launch followed a last-minute postponement Saturday, when the firm detected a ship in nearby waters off the southern tip of the Kii Peninsula just 10 minutes before liftoff. The startup had initially aimed to conduct its first rocket launch in fiscal 2021, but was forced to postpone it 5 times, citing delays in the procurement of parts amid the COVID-19 pandemic and Russia's invasion of Ukraine. In May 2019, Hokkaido-based Interstellar Technologies sent Japan's first privately developed rocket into space, but that rocket was not carrying a satellite payload. Last month, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency succeeded in launching its next-generation H-3 rocket, providing a much-needed boost to the nation's satellite launching and space exploration ambitions after the failure of its first model nearly a year ago. Space One was set up in July 2018, with an all-Japan alliance that includes Canon Electronics, IHI Aerospace, and general contractor Shimizu putting up capital. It aims to help shift the nation's satellite launch services from the public sector to the private. The firm has said it hopes to offer a space parcel delivery service, catering to rising demands among international and private sector businesses to send small satellites into orbit quickly and more frequently. Globally, the number of successful satellite launches has surged tenfold over the past decade, to hit a record 2,368 in 2022, according to the Cabinet Office. SpaceX's Starlink constellation satellites accounted for 1,632 of the launches, dwarfing other constellation networks and government satellites. Shinichi Nakasuka, a University of Tokyo professor known for his research on nanosatellites, urged Space One's engineers to keep their chins up. SpaceX also failed to launch 3 or 4 times a year when they started in 2006, he said when invited to speak at the Space One news conference. It is the firm's refusal to give up that has led to its success now. It's important to recover from here speedily and move toward the next satellite and rocket launch. We hope the firm will use this opportunity to acquire that speed, which is becoming very important globally, Nakasuka said.